Hey everybody, so here are some crochet projects you may have missed.
I've only gotten this far.
I hope you enjoy.
I had to frog it yesterday because we ended up having a snake come into the back patio. So I had to call the neighbor to come get it. It got stuck on a sticky trap. I'll put a little picture of it here, so if you're squeamish, don't look. I ended up putting one of the sleeves in the middle of the top, and then the left sleeve, see those little strings? The left sleeve was fine. I tried it on and I looked at it and went, well, that didn't work. But here we go. Keeping on with it. I'll show you progress as I go. And just like that, I frogged it all the way back to the neckline. I swear I can't get a proper pattern in my head that I like. But here's to trying again. Well, the ramen is now in neckline. Now I want to figure out what kind of pattern I want to do for the bodice. Stay tuned. Today is Friday, July 25th, and I'm starting something new. Not sure exactly what yet, but as you can tell, I've frogged this enough to make it look like ramen noodles. So let's see if I can turn these ramen noodles into something pretty.
Meaningful evidence. And without reports, we, as government agencies across the board, have very limited abilities to be able to go in court and do what we need to do. So your reports, even if you don't feel like something happened in the aftermath, can be a data point that adds to an ongoing story. It can be that first dot in a timeline. And it can help a child. So please, make calls to Childline. Make the reports that you need to make if you see something so that we can do our jobs. Because unfortunately, in this case, none of the Childline reports that came in reached the county detectives or any law enforcement officer level that the law kind of describes. They should not have appeared to have made it to us. And the second thing I would say as part of that same question is that we need to strengthen our laws. And so, in the aftermath of the first press conference,
So after all that frogging, I am almost finished. Sorry about the shadow, can't really help that. I did the neckline, and then here is half double crochets. Then I did a V-stitch all the way down here. Then I did V-stitch and half double crochet here. And then I did half double crochet, kind of like a band. I don't know if you could tell. And then I did that all the way to about here, and then I did half double crochet. And then I continued with, having a look at it now, a V-stitch. Yeah, I did a V-stitch, half double crochet, V-stitch.
another question that I think we all are asking is, what in the world could we have done to prevent this? It's really difficult for me to be able to say in this case because on one hand, when you read what we've chronicled in the affidavit of probable cause, you have to feel like we do that there has to be something that we could have done, that we could have done better for Melinda. But I want to say that part of the reason I'm here and why this is such a critical press conference to me is we're dealing with the unimaginable. And I think it's important for school districts, law enforcement, CYFs across the state and across the country to see what happened here. Because although it doesn't get a ton of press, this does happen on exceedingly rare occasions in different parts of the country. And it's time that we all go back and look at our processes and make sure that we are doing everything we can to help our children, to make make sure that they're not being subjected to this. But on the other hand, I want to make something perfectly clear. We are here because there is evil in this world. We all like to, I think, at times forget about that simple fact. And sometimes, no matter what everyone does, no matter how much we try, evil harms evil.
So after all that frogging, I am almost finished. Sorry about the shadow, can't really help that. I did the neckline, and then here is half double crochets. Then I did a V-stitch all the way down here. Then I did V-stitch and half double crochet here. And then I did half double crochet, kind of like a band. I don't know if you could tell. And then I did that all the way to about here, and then I did half double crochet. And then I continued with, I'm going to look at it now, a V-stitch. Yeah, I did a V-stitch, half double crochet, V-stitch.
I'm on a mission to make a sweater for a friend of mine for her birthday. And I have chosen these colors. They are still in the packages because I am watching this handsome boy, but boy does he ever... Yeah, you do. You slobber like crazy. Yes, you do. Anyway, getting back to these colors. It is the Lion brand. These were used for the knitted knockers. Each one of them, if my camera will focus, is 3.5 ounces, 100 grams, 232 yards each. And let's see what colors I have. I know what colors I have. Come on now. Kind of hard to see. That's denim. And, you know, with the white is white, but I tried another white in another brand one time, and it turned out to be pinkish because the dye lot was horrible. This one is called white. Okay, well, I was right with that one. And then this one is upside down. You'd think I'd prepare better. This one is steel. So wish me luck. And please cross your fingers, I do not have to frog. I'm on a mission to make a sweater for a friend of mine for her birthday. And I've chosen these colors. They are still in the packages because I am watching this handsome boy, but boy does he ever... Yeah, you do. You slobber like crazy. Anyway, getting back to these colors. It is the Lion brand. These were used for the knitted knockers. Each one of them, if my camera will focus, is 3.5 ounces, 100 grams, 232 yards each. And let's see what colors I have. I know what colors I have. Come on now. Kind of hard to see. That's denim. And, you know, with the white is white, but I tried another white in another brand one time, and it turned out to be pinkish because the dye lot was horrible. This one is called white. Okay, well, I was right with that one. And then this one is upside down. You'd think I'd prepare better. This one is steel. So wish me luck. And please cross your fingers, I do not have to frog. Here are a couple of the yarns I'm using. The denim and the steel blue right here. Obviously the white up here.
I've been doing double crochets, and it's very strange to me to be doing the sleeve all the way down here, but the person I'm making it for is roughly, well, almost 6 foot, and she's got a long torso. So I'm crossing my fingers that this works.
In the service area, based on our opinion, is included in the service area of this particular cell site and sector, or no, a handset at the location you gave me would not be serviced by this particular cell site and sector. So we include and exclude locations. We do not say exactly where a handset was.
Because you can't know exactly where it is.
Saying that, you say whether
The visual aids in this trial have been excellent. I understand that the prosecuting team has now had 4 trials to perfect their demonstratives, but their demonstratives are great. I think it's fantastic. It's incredibly helpful, and it depends on any given juror's learning style, but sitting in a courtroom all day is not easy for anyone. And so having something to keep people engaged and be able to more easily understand the information that's being explained is fantastic. It is very hard to sit and listen to, well, this side of a tower, that side of a tower. This makes it very interesting. Oh, it makes sense. If the phone's connecting to the blue arrow, then the houses in blue could be included, the houses in red would be excluded because it's on the other side. Fantastic. Just really well done. I appreciate it.
there a certain location is consistent or inconsistent?
Yes.
Okay. And do you sometimes get records with no location data at certain times?
That is correct, yes.
You mentioned cell brights. How do you extract data, or how does a cell bright that you extracted from a cell phone, how does it look different in the actual cell bright report versus what we're going to see in your presentation?
So this is, and I'm on slide 11 here, this is an example of a page from a Cellbrite forensic analysis report. And so when we're able to select a variety of different information from within the Cellbrite report and create smaller reports or sort of export.
This looks like to me it's from Charlie Adelson's phone because Donna Adelson's phone number is saved as mom and the owner phone is saved as Charlie Adelson owner. Y'all are familiar with what these look like on the Cellbrite reports. So that's just an example of a page on a Cellbrite report.
Different pieces of data, text messages, call logs. And we can see in the actual forensic report, there is a lot of information that is contained. They try to make it appear like a conversation we're kind of all familiar with the bubbles going back and forth.
Finally done. I hope my friend likes it. Well, here's an update that I was afraid of. Well, not really afraid. I kind of knew what was going on with the sleeves. So I frogged them all the way back, and we are going to try a different type of sleeve. She says she loves the color. Right now it looks black, but it is 2 types of blue. Hopefully now that it's brighter outside, you could see these beautiful colors. I'm usually not this bright,
when doing sweaters for myself. It's a little bit overwhelming for me, but I'm going to keep going with it and see how it turns out. What do y'all think? Do you think it's too bright? Or do you think it's just enough? I would say I'm finished, but at this moment I am wet blocking my sweater. It is inside out, so I still have all the strings that I need to tie up and loose ends to tie in. I will say, I know there's one sleeve. The very first sleeve I worked on, I don't know if you could tell how the seam kind of goes a little wonky, but hopefully we'll be able to hide that. This sleeve, since I learned, let me grab it, there we go. Since I learned my lesson, this one looks much better. Luckily the sweater's only for me for now. And now that I've learned that lesson, I can make one for someone else without messing up, hopefully. Well, I am currently pet sitting, so I brought some new yarn. First off, Iris, hi, say hello. So I made my candy stripe sweater with this and the orange, and I have this left over, so I am attempting to make a round vest as Iris watches on. Hey everybody, welcome back. I have my crochet project just stuffed in a bag, so I'll pull it out and show you what it looks like so far. Pull that out, and these are the two colors that I used for my candy striped sweater, and I had some left over, so I'm working on a circular vest, and I'm going back and forth between the two colors. I think they're gorgeous. I've toned it down by using more of the blue because my candy striped sweater, when I finished it, was very loud. So this, let's see, where's the sleeves? Or the non-existent sleeves, I should say. This is what I have so far. And I'm just working circles and increases and more circles and more increases. And so far I love it. I'm debating on whether to put sleeves on it though. I have extra of the two colors. Sleeves or no sleeves? What do you guys think?